Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay. Lights, camera, action. Let's start the show. Here's a little bit of wedding advice to help your love story unfold. This is your wedding series, and it's all about planning your wedding and telling your love story through a slew of wedding events, starting with that beautiful wedding proposal, lots of events in between, getting to that rehearsal day, and of course, that fabulous wedding day. Your wedding series is in season 2, episode 4. And in today's episode, we are going to be discussing sharing wedding updates. That could be with family, friends, or just keepsakes, as well as adding some crafts to our DIY bride guide. Now, this is the first time you guys have heard me say DIY bride guide and crafts. Yesterday, I kind of hinted a little bit to some of that and saying that I will be starting a new series that involves crafts and DIYs for those DIY brides out there. But this is not that series. So we're just going to be adding a few things into it to go along with that podcast later. Okay. So it's going to be a whole podcast dedicated to doing your entire wedding as a DIY bride. And that means like crafts galore. Okay. Crafts galore. But today we're talking a little bit about the things we've already discussed and how we can make them more personalized to us. So that's the first portion that we're going to talk about is the crafts that we're adding into our DIY bride guide. And then we're going to go about talking about sharing some wedding updates with your family, friends, or social media, and just like keepsakes for yourself. Okay. So, all right, talking about this DIY bride guide and adding a little bit of crafts into it, let's talk a little bit about the craft corner that you are going to curate. Okay. So, you're going to curate a a craft corner that's all your own, something that feels cozy and personalized to you. So go ahead and grab your task board and grab your vision board or your mock up mood board. Okay, go ahead and grab those two items because they're going to be the first two things that are going to go into your craft corner. Now, when it comes to your craft corner, it's going to depend on your space. Some of us when we first starting out as brides to be, still living at home with parents, things like that. Remember, we talked about that along the way. That's how you save some money by staying at home, living with your parents, not getting roommates, and getting out of college and going into more debt by renting. Okay. All right. So you're probably still living at home with your parents and you don't have that much space. So you may not have like a dedicated room that you can do for DIYs, but you may have the garage that you could set up an area in there. You may also have a piece of your closet, like maybe there's like a portion of your closet that you can dedicate to your little craft corner for making DIYs for your wedding specifically. Okay. You just want to pick somewhere where you feel like, all right, every time I get in here, it's going to feel like wedding. All right. It's going to feel like wedding. So go ahead and find a space in your home that is going to be comfortable enough for you to do that in. Now pick out some outfits, like put aside, I was going to say put away. Don't put them away, take them out. Um, Put aside some outfits that you'd like to wear that are going to be comfortable. They're going to like be okay in the winter or in the spring or summer. Just pull some things out that are going to be during the duration of your wedding planning. Some clothes that you don't care if they get paint on them, if they get some glue on them. You're not worried about these clothes and you're probably just going to throw them out when all this is done anyways, okay? It's up to you. You may have like a really cute t-shirt that says Team Bride on it or Bride Tribe on it. And so you may not want to throw that away, obviously, in the end. So go ahead and grab those items and kind of like set them into an area that you can get to quickly, either in a portion of your closet or in your your dresser drawer that you can get to easily. Even if you wanted to just kind of put them aside in your craft corner, that would be fine too. Like if you had like a little area that you can do. Remember, you're making this space as unique to you as possible. So now you're going to grab all of the crafts that you can think of that you might be needing for your DIYs. You're going to add things along the way, but this is just to get you started and motivated and actually doing the things. Okay. So grab all the kind of glue that you can find, staple guns, staplers, pens, paper, paint markers, paint brushes. Also, if you have any of the decoupage glues that are out there, any of you that know how to do decoupage, I love decoupage, and I will be showing how I do some decoupage over here on my channel, on my platform here. And so, yeah, you want to grab some of those. And then you also want to, like I said, you have your task board out and you have your vision board or mock up mood board that's already with you, that's out. Okay, so you got your glues, you got scissors, you got paper, pens, markers, paint markers, all the things, right? You grabbed a bunch of these things to just start getting you started. Make sure that your printer has ink and that you have a printer because if you don't have a printer, it's going to start adding up if you constantly have to go to the printing shop in order to print out every little thing. So try to have a printer and a lot of ink on hand so that you don't have to keep going out and getting things printed out for your projects. Okay. Now, what else is going to make our corner a little bit cozy? Candles. Candles are really great because they relax you. They're going to calm you. Okay. Make sure you have your favorite water bottle on deck or a favorite water glass that you like to drink out of. You can even decorate that as we go along. Don't feel like you have to decorate every single thing, but just little things here and there. You're already going to have the task board that's going to be heavily decorated. You're going to have also your vision board or mood board that's going to be heavily decorated. So you don't have to decorate the tumbler or the water glass unless you really, really want, or if somebody's gifted those things to you, even better. Even better. You want to set this tone so that every time you think about getting something done for your wedding, you don't feel like, okay, well, where am I gonna like go and do this and think about this and stuff like that. You already have this dedicated space that you can use for doing your DIY crafting. Okay. So like I said, this is kind of like a prelude to our up and coming podcast that's going to be dedicated to DIY brides. But anyone who wants to do a little bit of DIYs here and there, you're going to enjoy these little talks as well. Okay. So the other thing you want to do is you guys can see I have my little team bride hair pendant on. If you have any hair pendants or even if you have crowns, oh my gosh, I ended up with two. So I had bought one and then somebody else had bought me one. So I ended up with two of these. They're so, so nice. So one is like rose gold, which was more of like the colors in our wedding. And then one is just gold with like the diamonds and stuff. Super, super amazing. So you want to be wearing these kind of things, or if you have like, if you're going to be wearing a crown on your wedding day, it's good to start getting familiar with like it sitting on your head. I also have a crown. I'll show you guys in another episode. I ended up not wearing for my wedding day, and it was because my friend had like made fun of it by saying like she didn't see it or anything. I never told anyone that I had a crown that I was going to wear on my wedding day, but she had said like, you know, with giggles and everything, and it was like, I guess not. So I ended up not wearing a crown on my wedding day, and I really, really wanted to. So if you want to wear a crown on your wedding day, wear it. And this is the time to start practicing how it feels on your head. So put your crown also in your little craft corner and sometimes just wear it. Make sure you don't get any paint on it or anything like that. And just make sure you wear it sometimes so you can get the feel of it instead of just on the day of your wedding. You're like, okay, I'm not used to this at all sitting on top of my head. Okay. So Yeah. What else? What else do we have that can make our corner really, really cool? We've got our clothes, we've got our candles, we've got our hair pendants and our crowns and things like that. We have all of our crafts. Oh, the other thing is whether you're sitting on the floor or whether you're sitting on a surface, make sure that you have something that is going to be a hard top. So if you end up sitting on the floor, you definitely need a hard top. You don't want to be doing crafts on just a bare floor. I don't care if it's a carpet, I don't care if it's a wood floor. Either way, you don't want to be doing crafts on like a bare floor. So make sure that you pull out something that's really, really hard. It could be some form of a board. You can go to Home Depot and grab like a very, very wide board that you can set down there if you're sitting on the floor, and you can also use this on a desk or tabletop. You don't want to ruin your desk or tabletop. You don't want to ruin your floors. So go ahead and get like a huge, huge smooth board. It needs to be smooth. You don't want to get like a wood board that has like, cracks or ridges in it or something like that. Okay. You want something that's going to be smooth. Something that I like to use is a lot of cardboard. I like to use cardboard because it's just so inexpensive. We have a lot from whenever we move. And so I always have cardboard on hand to also lay down as an extra surface. Okay. So you've got your printer ready, you've got all the things in order for you to start crafting. And the first two things that you're going to be getting ready to craft and making it look all nice with your logos and your stickers and your stamps. Remember, we talked about all that in the other episode. You are going to be using those things on your task board and on that vision board, that mock-up board, okay? So some of you may be thinking like, well, I haven't really gotten that far in my wedding planning. Perfect. This is exactly where you need to be. I'm doing this wedding planning kind of like step by step, like each and every day, each and every week, each and every month. Some ideas that you can be doing in order to keep you on track for your wedding day. This is a year-long series. So this series is going to help you in planning, and doing your wedding with someone that's helping you out. You're not just out there doing a bunch of searches online trying to figure it out by yourself. You get to ask me questions, you get to be along with me, and like on this journey together, you can feel like you have somebody that's with you. You can send me emails, we can just talk on video calls and things like that as well. Okay. And I'll tell you how you can do that at the end of today's podcast. So, what else? What else are we looking at here when it comes to getting everything kind of like, let's see. All right, there we go. Yay. All right, so what else are we looking at when we're looking at our craft corner and getting everything prepared? Remember that some of these items can be used on your wedding day or at wedding events. So, say all the times that I'm telling you to print out proposal pictures, the day of your proposal, when you're printing out engagement party photos. We haven't yet gotten to the engagement photo shoot yet, but you'll also print out those too. You can use these pictures, like the proposal pictures, you can use for decor at your actual engagement party. Oh my gosh, you're already telling your love story. You see how your love story is unfolding and how I'm helping you with that. And so you want to make sure that you do some hard printouts. I know people like digital, but like I said, once you're gone, digital is not going to mean very much because who's going to know all the passwords to all your stuff, or, you know, who more than one person is going to have your phone or your computer? That stuff's going to end up in the landfill at some point in the trash. So make sure that you're printing out these things because you can leave it for the next generation and you can help them to be planning their wedding as well. What a concept. What a concept. Look at us helping each other out. So, yeah, so print some pictures from your proposal. Hopefully, you do have some pictures. If you only have video, then screen grab. Go ahead and look at that video and screen grab. Another thing that's going to help to keep you like super, super excited about doing your craft corner is because you hired a content creator. Remember, you're a content creator. That's what I do, you guys. I have affordable videography that's through the cell phone lens. So everything is like printable, everything is for social media, like right away. You don't have to wait. And the reason why it's affordable in comparison to videographers and photographers, like traditional ones, they're just so much more costly. As of the day that I'm making this video, they can cost anywhere from $3,000 to $10,000 to book these traditional services. So if you look at content creators, we're charging anywhere from 50 an hour to 100 an hour, like $100 an hour to come out and take your engagement pictures, or no, well, not your engagement pictures. You want a professional photographer for that. But to take, unless you really want to save money, you can hire us to do that. But I do suggest that you get a professional photographer for engagement photos. But I'm saying the engagement party pictures, like the parties, okay, the events. You can hire a content creator because you're going to want these pictures like right away, and you're going to want them on social media right away. Also, you're going to want them for your photo album right away as you're going along, so you don't get behind in the planning process. Also, this is also going to mean that like your guests and you and your family get to actually live in the moment and not be holding cell phones in your hands the entire time of the events. Okay. You don't want people walking around the wedding events holding phones. It's just not a good look. Okay. It's not good. And in the photos that even the professional photographers and videographers are taking, that's what they're getting, is everybody walking around holding cell phones. No, you don't want that. Tell them it's an unplugged event, wedding event, or wedding ceremony, wedding reception, and that you have people here in place that are going to be taking those photos and videos. Okay. So that way they understand, don't do that. Don't do that. All right. So the next thing that you want to be looking at is taking out the photo album and also embellishing it. We talked a little bit about this yesterday, about how you can use fabrics, different types of fabrics to embellish, all kinds of stickers and little, exciting motivational words that you can cut out. Like you can print some stuff out on your computer, you can cut those out and you can paste them right into your photo album all over. Like, you're awesome, you're beautiful, almost there, 11 months to go, 6 months to go. Get creative, get excited about your album, get excited about your wedding, because it's not just about the wedding day itself, it's also about the journey. Okay, it's also about the journey. So now that you have your little craft corner all set up, you started to do your DIYs. Hopefully, you're getting excited about doing those DIYs. You've got your budget binder that's inside of your wedding notebook, right? And you're building those tabs in there because you're going to have like questions for the vendors that you're going to be adding in there from me. And then you're also going to be adding in each and every episode. We talk about who pays for this for your budget binder section. So you want to make sure that you have a tab in your notebook for your budget binder. You also want a tab in there for your task. I know you have a task board, but you're also going to have in your budget binder the task. So you're going to have in progress, starting now, or complete. So starting now is first, in progress, and then complete are your tabs. And then you're going to have each and everything that you are doing or need to do or that's done. Okay. So you can even title with that: doing, need to do, done. So you start with need to do, doing, and then done, if you want to just keep it short, sweet, and to the point. And then you're going to add all those things in there. I need to call the photographer. I need to call my content creator. I've already booked my content creator for all of my wedding events, things like that. You put that on the done section, right? And so, yeah, let's see, what else do we have here in our little episode for today. Oh my gosh, you guys. So we don't have anything in our budget binder for today unless you needed to buy any kind of accessories for your craft corner. If you needed to add some tools in there, then you would put them in there, right? In the budget binder. You just put the price, you put what the item was, and then of course who paid for it. More than likely, it's going to be the bride to be. That's who traditionally would pay for this portion of the wedding items. Okay. If you are a bride to be, you're a family member of the bride to be or the groom to be, or you are going to be a guest at a wedding, I want you to be my guest here on your wedding series. You guys, I want to interview you. I want to talk to you guys. I want to get to know you. Remember at the beginning of the episode, I talked about like if you're going through all this stuff and like you would like to just talk to somebody. This has like already been overwhelming for you and you just got started, or it's going really well, you feel really good, or if you feel like there are things that you are missing and you're only at the beginning stages. You've looked at my videos and you're just needing a little bit more advice. Feel free to reach out to me. Now, we can either talk via just email, like back and forth, or which is okay. It's okay, but I would prefer that we did a video call. All right, let's get to meet each other. Let's hang out. And if you have decided, you know what, really want to share the stuff that I've been going through with the world, and you're okay with being on your wedding series podcast, I would like to record our video call together. Okay. I love to record it. And then I will put the video, I will showcase it here on your wedding series podcast. Okay. I want to have you on the show. I want to have you on the show. All right. So I hope that you guys are okay with being on the show. I'm getting over here. I hope that you guys are okay with being on the show. And yeah, so it looks like we are having a major technical difficulty